Hi, this is Justin McCullough with Capital One Spark Business. We're at the Small Business Festival, and I've got Ramon here with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Thanks, Justin. I'm Ramon Ray, and I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. That means I love to do things that are a bit risky and make mistakes and get punched in the face and fail a bit. But I've started a few companies, sold one. My current company that I love, my baby that I love the most, is Smart Hustle Magazine. But I'm a speaker, a writer, entrepreneur, best-selling author.
Cool. So what's the one thing you'd want to kind of latch onto and talk to this audience about? They're all entrepreneurs just like yourself.
A lot of things I could talk about, Justin. I think the first thing probably is the aspect of entrepreneurial depression, which is loneliness. I think that, people see the large companies, billion-dollar companies of the world, the Ubers and Facebooks, and I think it's glamorized a bit. But as an entrepreneur who started several companies, I think we forget that it's lonely. You make mistakes. What do you tell, in my case, your wife? What do you tell your kids? What do you tell your friends? You're on this pedestal. People don't know, and it's not the case today, that you're $1 away from not being able to pay your rent. So I think that aspect of that, it's glamorized. The world glamorizes it, but the reality is you have to get a line of credit. You have to get money. You have to get financing. It's tough sometimes, man.
Yeah? Have you experienced that yourself?
I have indeed. I mean, I used to work at the United Nations for a number of years until I was fired or resigned. No, I was fired. No, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the two, Justin.
Freed up for new opportunities.
I was freed up for new opportunities, yes. Yeah. I like that. And I left there with just a few dollars in the bank. And my wife would tell me every month, hey, Ramon, we have X amount, X amount, X amount. So I know that stress, what it's like. I've done things, Justin, where I've blown, and for me this is a lot, for some it's not, but $50,000 on an event, I do events, that I thought I could rock in San Francisco. It failed. Yeah. I mean, I had to, honey, I lost. You lost what?
Right.
So yeah, I've been there. And I still make mistakes. Thankfully, they're not as big as earlier in my career. You know what I mean? But I think entrepreneurship is a bit about discovery, a bit about trying and like a good cook, right? If a good cook doesn't burn something or whatever, I'm not a cook, Justin, you can tell, whatever the good cooks do, then you're not cooking strong enough, if it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you have an experience like that, a $50,000 mistake, right? And you're trying to manage those distinctive opportunities to figure out what you want to do next, right? How do you pull the finances together? How do you get it back together and say, I still can do this?
I think a few things are important. I think one, you have to learn from the mistakes. I think that's very important. If you're not able to learn from your mistakes, not able to innovate, so learning is one. A big thing that I found, Justin, is mentorship. And I think there's different kinds of mentors. There's mentors, people who are, I call them professional mentors, meaning you're in the banking industry. So have I gone to my banker, my person who I can talk to about money openly, and talk to them, or a lawyer, or accountant, people like that. But then there's just people who are smart people, probably other entrepreneurs, who can put their arm around you and say, it's okay, and give you some steps to do it. And I think the third thing are those people who may not be entrepreneurial, but everybody needs a friend, a hug. Yeah. And I'll cheer if I keep talking too long. So I don't want to keep talking about this. I'll start crying. No, I'm just teasing. But it is very touchy. It is a very tough subject for me because I deal with it a lot. And the other thing is, I think doubt or self-doubt, however you want to word that, mean just thinking I'm not good enough. I can't do it. I suffer with that. I just, as you know, came off the stage. Before I went there, I was nervous, thinking, man, it's live streamed? Oh my God, I can't say rewind.
Right. So, yeah, absolutely. What I just heard there was something really, I think, compelling, and it deserves to be repeated. Mistakes happen. Sometimes $50,000 mistakes happen, right? And resources are people in the public that you can trust, whether they're an accountant or financial manager or somebody like that, right? There are also people in the business, right? Other small business owners that have succeeded. And professional mentors, right?
That's important.
And so that's a good way to sort of touch on, you're never really alone. It's a choice to be alone, right?
Correct. That is important.
And so how for those folks that are maybe not where they want to be, like in your case, high energy, super successful, you've done a lot of wonderful things, you're on the stage, you're telling people about what success looks like, right?
Correct.
Wonderful picture you're painting. Right. What about those that are just saying, like, what's the paint by numbers, man? Like, I haven't mastered the paintbrush yet, and I believe what you're showing. How do we get there?
I don't want to be trivial with this, so I'm going to say a few things, but I think hard work, and there's a few other things beyond hard work, because you can be hardworking and be doing it stupidly, doing it the wrong way, pointed where's California? West, right? You can be pointed east and trying to work your way hard and going east. You're not going to get to California. You got to go west. California is west, right?
Yeah, go west, young man.
Okay, good. So I think hard work is one. I've had young people, I mentor young people, and people have said, oh, I want to be where Ramon is at. And by the way, Justin, I have a long way to go, but thank you. I am successful. I'm blessed to be that, but just so you know, I have a long way to go, and I live a very simple life, just to be clear on this. But I want to be, Ramon has this laptop computer, and he makes money. Well, Ramon's been doing this a 25-year journey. Yeah. So I put the work in. I've made the mistakes. I've screwed up to earn in a humble way to earn that right to be where I am today. So I think that's one. Many people are not willing to do the hard work to do it. I've had my leg busted and still went to Javits Center in New York to do interviews with my camera and a crutches. So I'll hustle anybody. Maybe not you, but I'll hustle anyway. I think two, going to the mentorship, Justin, to be smart about it. As you know, you help people, is that you have to be able to be smart about it. But I think if you're not smart about it, it's not going to work. And I think the third thing is that the attitude you have. Everybody is not cut out to be an entrepreneur. And that's not a bad or good thing. This has been glamorized, entrepreneurship. Some people are amazing rock stars in a function, maybe working for someone else. So before you become an entrepreneur, if you get scared at the sight of blood, think twice.
Right. Well, I think that a lot of times folks miss the fact that, the journey to success is what empowers you to be a mentor to contribute back to those who are on the same journey, right? Yes. So you've done it now. You've made it to a measure of success through those failures, through those challenges, and now you're talking about how important it is to have a mentor and to give back. And what I saw on the stage was somebody who was passionate about giving back,
Absolutely.
Right? And that passion radiates through you. Right? In everything that you do. So what happens for the folks that maybe don't identify with that level of passion or that level of physical energy, right? There's a ton of energy here, right? What do you tell those folks?
I think a few things. I think one, you can only be yourself. I can't be you, Justin. You can't be me. And I think that's really important to be clear. Some of my mentors are Seth Godin. Love the guy to death. He's a distant mentor of mine. I read his books. We have discussions on occasion, or Gary Vaynerchuk, others like this, Damon John, whoever it is. But I had to realize, Justin, at one point, I can't be them. And I can emulate, I can steal some of their ideas and things, but I need to be me. So I think that's one thing. Those of you who are watching this video, those of you who are out there, I think to understand, be yourself. I think that's one. I think point two is that oftentimes it's the fear of starting or the fear of failure that stop people from starting, Justin. So my biggest tip is that I can't help you, meaning in the proverbial sense, if you're not at least willing to get into the pool, I can't teach you how to swim. So I think that's the second thing I would say, at least start somewhere. If you're scared of the water, in our example here, just put your legs over the side of the edge. Just start there. That's what I would say.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so Seth Godin, Idea Virus, Permission Marketing, Purple Cow, Tribes, Linchpin.
Have you read those books?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them. So what I saw though on stage just a little while ago was really the cliff notes of success that come out of those books, right? And ship it and be a deliverer and tell stories, right? I mean, you're preaching from Seth's playbook, right? Yes. So let's get a little tactical, right? How can these entrepreneurs, a little bit around what you talked about today, tell great stories, create compelling evidence that they deserve attention? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a great point. I was at an event with Jillian Michaels, I call her the ab lady, but the exercise lady, et cetera. And she said one thing is do quality work. So I think that's one thing, that practically, do good work. I'm not good in finances, not good in numbers, not good in economics. I'm not very strategic. I have a lot of issues. But I must say, I've been blessed with the talent to speak. As people have said, as you've said, that's just something I can own at least. I try to do it the best I can. I learn, I hone my craft, I read books, I watch others. So I think do good work is one. I think point two, with marketing. How can you build your brand? How can you start to get attention? Video's a great way, Justin. We all have videos on our phones, et cetera. Take that phone. Hey, this is Justin, this is Ramon. 3 tips with how you can be more financially savvy. Do that every other day. Do that once a week. Video's important and you'll grow. I think point 3, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg and everybody else who gave us Twitter and Facebook and et cetera. Use these tools. I think, so those are 3 things I would say between video, social media, between doing good work. The 4th thing I say, another thing, Justin, is many business owners, I don't think they take the time to get their existing customers to come back to them again. Justin's already bought, 2 orange sweaters from me. Hey, Justin, did you like it? Yes. Do you know the people who could do it? Yes. Could you refer business to me? He's going to want to do it.
Sure. That's right. Yeah, when we talk about the avatar, the ideal customer, right, and those re-engagement opportunities. Let's unpack that. How do you actually do that in your business? How do you create those re-engagement opportunities with new value to bring them along the journey with you so that they continue to be one of your best customers?
Great point. So I think what we're using the example of the Small Business Festival. I think one is, so I met the producer of it, Matthew, interviewed him at South by Southwest. He said, Ramon, can you come and speak at my event? I said, yes. There's nothing changing hands or anything, but it's him adding value to my world. I'm adding value to his world. We're going to both add value to each other and rise together. So practically it is speaking. So for my living, I work with big brands and help them reach small businesses. I am very grateful and thankful. There's a lot of people who do what I can do, Dime a dozen people can call. I send thank you cards. I send little gifts and things of that nature to help to say thank you, to add value. So I think the small business owners, be grateful. I think that's a big thing. People are not grateful enough and think, oh, I'm entitled for you to come to my tire shop and buy tires. No, no, no. They can go anywhere. You should have a level of gratefulness.
So as we start to wrap up, one of the things that's on my mind is, from the accountant to the boutique owner, to the salon person, to the person that's running a marketing business, they all have a different perspective. You talked a little bit about personal brand. Let's close this out with a tip about how people can have a dynamic personal brand regardless of where they are in their business.
Personal branding is my favorite. Yeah. So corporate branding, to a degree, the branding snobs may disagree, you guys out there, so take it easy a bit, take it easy. But your logo, your business card, customer service as well, things that you guys are doing as well, that's part of the brand. Everybody knows Capital One, so that's part of the brand. But I think where the small business has the edge is that we can stand on our own name, Ramon Ray. So how to do it? You're the salon owner. Maybe every time somebody comes in, you're baking fresh cookies. Maybe when they come in, you're interviewing your customers about their day and showcasing their hair within the video. Maybe when you walk around town, you donate your time and do the hair of people who couldn't afford your services. Over time, Justin, your personal brand, you're going to be known as the hair lady, as an example. Sure. People call me the hair, well, they don't, but as the hair lady, and your personal brand will grow, if that makes sense. It's about you, what you can do, and as your personal brand grows, then your corporate brand will grow.
That's great. So I just want to really close this out. You talked about some books, and I shared a couple titles from Seth Godin. That's a great read. You also talked about the value of trusting others with feedback, mentors and others, and to not be lonely, right? To not follow the trap of depression, to accept failure, that it happens, $50,000 mistakes, and you can still be successful, right?
And still be married too.
That's right, that's right, that's exactly right. So, well, thank you so much. This is Justin McCullough, and I am here at the Small Business Fest. Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you very much.
Where can people find out about you?
SmartHustle.com. That's the best place.
Thank you.